Soul Sister, and I hope you are all feeling tropical because that is what we are going to work on today. I have a Peartree cut file here, and this is from the July prescriptions. So, if you want more info on prescriptions, you can check out the Peartree cut file website. I'll be sure to link that below. But I saw this cut file. Let me hold it up. So you can see it's kind of netting with some sea life in it. And I thought, oh, that's so cute. I want to work with that one. Despite the fact that I have no beach pictures. We just haven't been on a beach vacation for a little bit now. And so I hit up my friend Misty, who was just in Hawaii recently, and she provided me with a couple pictures that I am going to use. And so I think I might change the color of this. Now I cut it in the size that it comes in. That is this one here. And then I cut a smaller one in case I wanted to do something in the corner, or if I wanted to double up a section. Not sure yet. And then I pulled some papers. Now this is the Sunburst collection from 49 and Market. So this is not last summer, but the summer before. So it's been around for a little bit, but I love it. I bought more of it last year, and it's one of my first two or three 49 and Market collections. I just really, really enjoy it. And so I like this because it already has some like fishnet in it. And so I might use that. But I also liked it on some of these patterned backgrounds. You know, I could do something like that. And then I like this one as well. So yeah, not really sure which one I'm going to use yet. So we'll see how this plays out. I was thinking I would use like a brown and maybe something like salvage patina or something along those lines on my cut file. So let me see what we can come up with. So I have my paint palette there. Now these are all shavings from the Tim Holtz Distress watercolor pencils. And so I created my paint palette, and I'm using that to paint my fishnet. And so, like I mentioned, I'm using salvage patina. I also used weathered wood and walnut stain. And so I'm painting it on just in a really loose type of way. And I'm also going to spray with weathered wood and walnut stain distress spritzes. And so that was kind of my process for my nets. I am wrinkling this one up. This is the main one I am going to use because I don't want it to feel too stiff. And so I am going to let these dry. And yeah, that's pretty much my process for my net there. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive down below and on the side because I wanted to add some cheesecloth under my fishnet cut file. And so I adhere that. I'm going to go ahead and trim the edge just so it has a little bit of whiteness that shines through the fishnet since it's the openings are on the larger side. And so now I am just going to trim all of that and then go ahead and put my cut file on top of it. Oh, I guess I'm going to distress my picture first. I have that backed with the pink that is in the collection. Now this background paper has this lovely light kind of color. It really matches weathered wood really well, but I wanted to feel a little bit darker along the edges, and so I did ink it with weathered wood and sprayed a little water on it. I'm also going to use the walnut stain along the edge. And so now I have my cut file on there, and I am trimming off the edges, and I just sewed around the edge in order to secure it. And so I think that is getting close to being done. And here is my picture, and um, the background paper I'm going to use behind it. So I went ahead and I'm going to edge that with walnut stain as well. And then instead of using there was two other pictures. One of them is really similar to the portrait. And so I am just going to use the sandy beach. I'm going to go ahead and put that on that same pink matting and just have that set off to the right of their photos. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, where do I want to put some embellishments? And I have some embellishments there that I have picked out that I want to use. And like I mentioned, I'm going to ink all my edges with walnut stain. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the background paper as well. And yeah, so far I am liking how this is turning out. It really is a fun cut file to play with. And so let's see, I'm trying to make sure I have everything lined up. So I'm going to use my T-square ruler there to make sure that is happening. I'm going to go with that sun-kissed title, and I think I'm getting close. Play with it a little bit as far as, it was really important to drop it down a half inch. I don't know, it seemed important at the time. And so I'm going to go ahead and use that piece up to the top left, that netting, and I have a lot of the embellishments that I am planning on using. Now, I did add that pink flamingo to that bottom left because I covered the flamingo that was the uh, in the background paper with their pictures and such, and I didn't want their leg just to be hanging there, so I added another pink flamingo so it kind of felt like a group. I also sewed down the net up at the top left, and I'm looking for something to kind of base my embellishments on up there. I'm just going to use a few little seashells up there and then a word phrase. So I really like this little blue. I don't end up keeping it. In fact, by moving it around, it made me realize I had forgotten to add this picture back in, and so it's sitting there now, but it is going to go away. I do add this green phrase under my sun-kissed title, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that pink frame down and start adding some of the pieces up top. So I like the sea turtles, so I use that in a couple different places. I also add a pink shell up above, and then this blue little word strip. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and adhere my other picture down, and I angle it, and so then I put this off to the side, but it is not going to make the cut this time. Um, so I'm going to start working on my cluster down below. I'm going to use that white card, but I wanted to use the word sentiment on top of the embellishment cluster. So I went ahead and cut that off. Now I'm going to build some elements. I'm adding that pink shell that I mentioned before up top. And I have that larger chipboard piece that has the butterfly and the shells. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere my turtles down, add a few more shells, and this little embellishment cluster comes together pretty quickly. I did find this other little starfish, so I wanted to make sure to include that. And then I have a clamshell and a couple of longer shells. And then I am going to add that word sentiment on top that I had mentioned before. So there is that. So I'm getting closer. I am going to add some white splatters. And then off camera, I just wanted to add, oh, forgot about these little pink flowers. I didn't have any more flowers left in the kit, so I added some flowers from my stash, and then I'm going to do my white splatters. And so I after I filmed all this, I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle. And so you'll see in the close-ups that I do add sequins. And so I had some pinkish fuchsia colored sequins that I use. And then I also have more of a turquoise seashell color that I use a few of those as well. So other than that, this is getting close to being complete. So check out prescriptions from Peartree Cutfiles. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, everyone.